friends in the Pacific Fair when they saw that I was in one of the gym. And the interesting thing, when I told I was in the United Nations, right? I caught 2 Pokemons at the UN, at the General Assembly. I thought that was amazing. Anyway, this is a company from, this is a spin-off from Singularity, malariasport.org. From Dr. Miguel, he was back in 2010, he hosted WHO. He wanted to know why, despite the billions of dollars being spent to eradicate malaria, hundreds of thousands are still dying every year. So he went to India, went to Africa, and he found the biggest bottleneck is when somebody has suspected malaria, you have to take a blood sample, and then it has to be sent to the lab, and the technician has spent 20 minutes counting the number of parasites in the slide. And that takes a long time, right? And then you're going to come back to them again. So he thought there's an easier way to do this. So what he did was he took all the slides, uploaded them to the cloud, made into a game called malariasport.org. And what you do is you shoot the parasite. Every time you shoot, you help them count. So stop playing Angry Birds, and all other, or Candy Crush. You play this game for 1 minute to save 1 life. So this is one example. Another one is folded. Basically, University of Washington tried to find a way to fold proteins to be inserted into a virus to kill it, and humans are very bad at doing at this kind of folding type of task, like Rubik's Cube. So they made it into a game, right? And teach you how to fold single protein. You can try it yourself. And the top scorer of this game was a secretary from UK, no medical training or anything like that. And what I'm trying to show you is that technology is enabling anybody who didn't have a chance to become a doctor to perhaps find a cure for HIV, right? By playing games. So if your kids play games, let them play games. So there's another one, right? Genes and Space Play the Cure. That in UK they launched it. You play a game going through an asteroid belt, and you're collecting you're collecting these nuggets, and these nuggets are actually genetic material for breast cancer that would otherwise take the doctors a long time to find. Other 3D printing stuff that came out of Singularity, this is Scott Summit. He's actually one of the faculty of Singularity. He likes to 3D print prosthetics that looks good, because most prosthetics are people are kind of inhibited by the way it looks. Like this bikey, I guess not a good thing to see in the Gold Coast, but this bikey lost his leg and got a nice looking prosthetic limb. How many of you don't like brushing your teeth? This is a great project from Singularity called Archie. What they did was they 3D scan your mouth, and then they create like a mouth guard. And in each of the mouth guard section, they had an ultrasonic emitter. So you put it into your mouth, like the way you clean a jewelry. Put it into your mouth for 30 seconds, 20 seconds, and you clean your entire mouth. No brushing required. You can actually check it out. They actually sell ultrasonic toothbrush. I didn't know that. I actually bought one. And to grow exponentially, right, we can't have an hierarchical system of management, right? Companies are growing 10 times to 100 times, right? I mean, this is one, how we actually have a hierarchical system. So the guy at the top looks down, you only see shit. The guy that looks up, you only see asshole for it. So anyway, so there's a new management system style now called holacracy. So holacracy is basically enabling and empowering employees to actually take responsibility for their work. So they get in all the meetings. So basically, Valve has got this handbook for employees. Valve is the guys that create a game, Steam engine for games. It's an iTunes store for gamers. And also Zappos, which is the biggest shoe shop, online shoe store, which was bought out by Amazon, based in Las Vegas. They basically interview you and see whether you fit the culture. If you fit your culture, you're hired. And then it's like, what do you want to do? If you want to work in the legal side, you want to be a sales guy, you want to sweep the floor, fine. As long as you meet the culture and they empower you to do it. So you're not reporting to somebody else, and you have no idea why you're doing what you're doing. You're just a talking in the wheel right now in one of the traditional hierarchical systems. So I could go longer, but I think I might stop here. I have more slides on the stuff on exponential organization. I might leave for another time. But I guess one of the things that I like about this chart is like I met this lady that created something about, I think it's like follow your passion. So I said following your passion is not enough. He said no, you should always follow your passion. Well, I said if Ted Nugent is an American hunter, if you follow his passion, there'll be no animals left, right? He likes to hunt. Or if you're a serial killer and your passion is killing people, then so obviously your passion is what you love, but what you're also good at, what you can be paid for, and what the world needs, and that would be your purpose. And one of the things that Peter Diamandis said, like if you don't know what your passion is, think about it in two ways, right? One is, what do you like to do when you were a kid? And the second one, if you still can't figure it out, is imagine you're already a billionaire. What would you do now as a billionaire to change the world? Right? That's what you should be doing. So other companies I'm helping out, Swift Beach, basically they're helping startups get their project into a beach pond that investors can invest in. And it's my contact details, so I encourage you to do different things. So it's Steve Wozniak and Singularity, and I think this is T. Berners-Lee, the guy who founded the World Wide Web. He's looking at my shirt because I'm wearing a Google Chrome shirt, and he, for those who know, he developed Firefox, Mozilla, and he didn't like the shirt and asked me if I could have another shirt on it. And unfortunately, I don't. Try cooking, not too good at it with Tech Moran. Do you guys know Jack and Cracker? He's 17-year-old now, or 18 years old now. He was 15-year-old when, this was when I met him about 3-4 years ago in Singularity. And he won the Intel $75,000 prize. This is the kid. Watch his TED Talk, or watch his emotion when he won the competition. He was so happy. He was very passionate about trying to find a way to faster predict pancreatic cancer, find a better test for pancreatic cancer, because his father's cancer died within 3 months of diagnosis, and because of the technology that's been used 30 years old. So he actually found a solution on Google using nanotubes or something. And it's really interesting. He actually did this talk, about how he was in a biology class, reading the paper on how to create this test. And his biology teacher confiscated it and punished him for not paying attention in class. And this is the guy that actually found a technology, a technique that is 600 times faster and 120 times cheaper than any technology out there for testing pancreatic cancer. He wrote to 200 professors in his local university, Johns Hopkins. 199 rejected him. Only one guy said, come in and talk to me, and we'll see what we can do with my PhD students. And he actually worked on it and got it working. This is him now at Stanford. I met him at the United Nations. Michio Kaku, if you haven't seen him, go listen to this talk. He talks about how, how civilization is going from type 0 to type 1 world. And then he's reducing the last mile dancer. Griffith gave a talk, he gave a talk there too. And this guy is amazing. He's older than me, and he can do ballet, and this is made up really high, and ballet is not for me. So anyway, my friend from SlideSpy, so if you guys want to help me change the world and want to get me to do some talks, you can go to slidespy.com or talk to Mikhail, who's a new startup in the Gold Coast. I'm trying to help him. All right, I'll stop here then. Any questions?
Well, Dr. Clarence, I've got one question for you to start things off.
Right.
Professor Stephen Hawking says that this century we're in is probably going to be the toughest challenge for humankind.
Correct.
And if we survive this one, we'll be okay. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I like to quote Michio Kaku. He talks about how we are now in a type 0 planet civilization, right? Which means that we're divisive on religion, on tribal, very tribal, right? Religion, race, and so on. But the internet is kind of like, uniting everybody. So we're transitioning from type 0 to type 1. When you reach type 1, which is like the Buck Rogers, the whole world is like, we are planetary. If we can survive that, then yeah, you're right. Then we are on the way to achieving greatness. But he said one of the reasons why we don't see any aliens is maybe a lot of civilizations failed from type 0 to type 1 and destroy themselves. A lot of things I showed you, hopefully is positive. And the thing is that when I give these talks, when I first came, we were warned with that Singularity, when we come back, people think we're crazy and all that kind of stuff. But because my circle of friends were mainly in academia, it wasn't that bad. They're really crazy anyway. So, but when I started giving this talk to Chamber of Commerce and so on, I had people coming to me and saying, oh my God, you're going to treat us with a gun and kill us, or you're going to create a genetic material that will basically wipe us all out. All this is true. We can do all that. We can also do a lot of amazing stuff, right? And the reason why we have a technology to destroy ourselves many times over the last 65 years, right? But we haven't done it. So the question is whether you believe in the goodness of humanity. If you don't, then you're right. We'll be on the verge of destroying ourselves. But I like to see the positive side, and I believe that we can actually achieve a lot more with technology. Does that answer it?
Yes, thank you.
Because my next answer will be don't speak English.
Dr. Clarence, I know that in your career you spent time in financial markets, and I wonder if you could comment how much things have changed today and how much it was back then.
So, so my book, right, was Artificial Neural Network Applications in Finance. So what we're trying to do is time arbitrage, right? We're trying to buy low and sell high. And essentially now, with machines being so fast, and everybody has seen the latest information that's come out, the big trading houses, Goldman Sachs and all that, they're replacing the traders, right, with machines. And they're trying to build faster and faster computer because then you can arbitrage. Arbitrage means you can buy something at risk-free, right? Basically, buy low, sell high. So the guy with the fastest machine is the one that's actually going to be able to help you make the most amount of money if you are a jobber, right? The guy that runs in and out. Things have changed a lot, obviously. I didn't have time to talk about blockchain technology and so forth, which is again going to disrupt accountants, lawyers, and so forth, because wherever you need an intermediary you trust, you don't need it anymore. You can open ledger system. Whatever, to be there for another talk. But maybe we can take it offline on the trading side because, yeah, I don't think I can talk too much about it at the moment.
Dr. Clarence, thank you. I just would like to know if you have any thoughts on how advancing technology could affect the law and crime.
Law and crime?
Yeah.
A lot, right? I mean, the guys are telling me they have 3D scanner. I mean, one of the things they're doing, like the CSI stuff now, you can entirely 3D scan a crime scene and store it perpetually. So, you have a cold case, you can always go back and explore it. So, a lot of technology advancement in that, but there's also a lot of crime, right? In the old days, if you were a super bank robber like, Jesse James or Butch Cassidy, how many banks can you rob in a month? 50, if you're really good. Today, you can rob what? 1,000 banks in 1 second, right? So the game has changed. So read Mark Goodman's book on crime, the Singularity Faculty, Future Crime.
And more specifically on contracts, because I see a lot of startups, they are involved with self-creating contracts, particularly in the last year or so. I've seen contract documents, templates available, self-executing, and so forth.
Right. Yeah, so there's where the blockchain technology is coming that allows you to self-regulate, and which is why I think the entire law industry is being disrupted, right?
Huge, yes.
So, you see it, right? I mean, like, my brother's a lawyer. I mean, he started the Australian Mediation Center in Sydney. He was telling me that they can outsource the entire legal brief to an Indian company, which has got all the Australian law books in there, and then send it back and just sign it, right? So now, they can replace the Indian, firm out there with machines, because most of the stuff in law is just search and replace, and basically with Watson or some AI engine in there, you could basically conclude and rewrite some of the stuff. So you're right about the issue there. So one of the things that came out of the Global Tax Conference too was compliance, right? Compliance will be gone in 5 years because of blockchain technology and so on. So those kind of jobs, you really should retrain for something else. Like maybe be a robot counselor. Even robot counselor. And actually, Bond University is going to be offering a program. So I just met the dean and the vice chancellor. They hired a lady from France that specializes in basically psychology of robotics. Even robotic stuff.
So what kind of careers do you think 50 years from now our children will be?
It's so interesting, right? I mean, if I asked you 4.5 years ago, do you want to be an iPad programmer? You'd be like, what's an iPad? Right? Technology is moving so fast. So you can't really predict what it is. But the thing is that you need to have the skills. I mean, right now is basically what AI is not good at doing, which is creativity, problem solving, those are not here yet, right? So those are skills that you still need humans to actually, humans are better at doing, But the thing is that it's very hard to predict what are the future jobs. But the one basic message that you guys should all know is like, everybody should know, this is the ITForum, everybody should know IT or programming. Because believe it or not, even your genes, your DNA,